Well, good morning there, friends. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I have a new tripod set up here, so hopefully you can hear and see me okay. I am going to hop on my computer over here to make sure I made it on, but if you are on, say hello. That way I know you can see me, otherwise I will check. Oh, look at that. I'm way zoomed out now. That's amazing. I might actually zoom in just a bit. So I apologize for all this movement you're about to experience. I just want to make sure you can see okay. So we're working the tweaks out today. I love this new system I have though, because it's gonna be very helpful in you being able to see better. So I'm lagging on my screen here, so I'm just making sure. It looks like I can go even a little bit more. So it's so funny because, like I say, every week the screen on my tablet shows me something completely different than what I'm seeing on the actual stream on Facebook. So I'm hoping this will work out okay. So I'm not gonna move around too much more on you, promise. Just in case you get motion sick. But let me know how your Christmas went in the comments. That way I know you can see me. Just double checking again. Perfect. Looks like I'm a little better now. And a little crooked, so. Again, I apologize for all this movement. Like I said, we're tweaking this new system that I have. So yes, as you can see here, I'm using these different tools. You don't need to use a circle cutter. I'm going to do a little bonus thing today with the circle cutter. I was looking at my pictures, which are from Toy Story Land in Disney, Hollywood Studios. And so I'm working through Disney, if you didn't know. Hopefully I'm not too... my head's not in the front too much. I don't want you to see the top of my head the whole time. And I had an idea with this big ball here to cut out my own ball to go in place of this mat that should be here. So I'm going to try that today. It might fail miserably, but that's fine. We're doing it together, right? So again, if you're on, say hello. I don't have much in terms of announcements as of yet. I'm looking ahead to the new year, and I'm hopefully going to get some events scheduled. That way you guys can know about those and, you know, jump on them if you want. So today we're working on our challenge. Every week I do Challenge Hour Live. It's usually on Wednesdays, but with the holidays falling on Wednesdays, the last couple weeks we've been doing them on Mondays, just to give you guys space to enjoy the holidays. So we are working on our sketch for the week. It is from the November virtual crop this year. So if you're trying to play catch up, hopefully this is one you need to do. And if not, sorry. So it's the one I have to do, I guess. And I'm nowhere near caught up for the year, so it's okay. I'll probably start fresh next year and then work my way back if I feel like it, or whatever fits my photos, right? So it's the beauty of these sketches. You can be very flexible. So I'm going to work through this. I am using... You guys are going to think this is funny. I'm using the Ornament Border Maker cartridge because they reminded me of the Toy Story ball. I could just cut off the little tops and they'll look like balls. So I'm hoping to use that today for one of my borders, probably this top one here. And then for my bottom border, I'm going to use the tickets because for whatever reason in Toy Story Land, I think of tickets. I don't know why. It's kind of got that carnival-y vibe, and I think they'll kind of look like building blocks too. We'll see. I think either way they're gonna look super cute, and I believe this one's on the holideals. I didn't even look at that, but that's one of my announcements, I suppose, is holideals are going on until noon tomorrow, 1 p.m. our time. So 1 p.m. Eastern time. You'll want to jump on there and check those out. I actually have put in a couple orders now because I keep thinking of things like, oh my word, I can use that paper pack for Disney, or I can, you know, I need to work on that. That's something we did in 2024, and I know I'm going to need that because right now paper packs and embellishments and punches are some are 30 to 40% off, and then some just qualify toward you getting a free decorative bundle. So I am obsessed with Full of Wonder decorative bundle. So I've put in for that. Yes, it's not on a deal, so it's not discounted, but it will count towards your freebie if you want to get that decorative bundle. So either a Full of Wonder decorative bundle or a Denim Revival decorative bundle. Both are amazing. I posted a little bit of what I've done with those, and I was planning on buying more Full of Wonder anyway, and I'm like, well, I might as well get freebies, you know, like, might as well get things towards it. So I ordered a bunch of paper packs and stuff that I will need coming up, and I I have another cart lined up to go out, and ironically, I'm probably gonna get more Full of Wonder. It's so funny. So I am working on that a little bit, and I wanted you guys aware that ends in about 24 hours, a little over 24 hours. So if you want to get in on that, now's like the only time CM will discount paper packs and stuff. It's a huge clearance, 30 to 40% off, so it's amazing. I would definitely look ahead, think back to this last year, depending on how caught up you are, and go, oh, we went to the fair. Maybe I should, you know, grab some of that adventure parks, you know, just little things like that. That's kind of what I did. I was like, oh, we went to camp, you know, I could use some more outdoorsy paper and things like that. So definitely plan ahead if you want to jump in on that. But like I said, you only have about 24 more hours to do that. So check out the CM website, go to the Holiday Deals tab under deals, and fill your cart with $75 or more, and you'll get a free decorator bundle, which are valued, I believe, I want to say like $40 to $50, so depending on which one you pick. So it's a really great deal. You're actually coming out pretty well on that deal. So yeah, so I'm gonna get started here. I just want to give people a chance to hop on and grab tools if they needed them. But like I said, if you're on, go ahead and say hello, and you can comment throughout this as well with questions. If I don't see them right away, I'll try to go back and answer them. Looks like I'm good on my screen, so that's perfect. If you need to print this, or you want to print a copy, go back to my Ashley Scrappy VIPs group, to the challenge post. I usually pin it in the featured section of the page there. And you can go to the blog post. I just copied and pasted this right off the blog onto a Word document and printed it. There's also a print button on the blog post that will print you the whole blog. But I just wanted to sketch, so you can go and do that. You don't need the circle cutter. I just have it for my fun little side project I'm going to do with this. And I am using these papers to make my little ball later. So I'm going to set those aside. That's a lot of scrap paper. And I just realized this. I was hoping to promote this a little bit. The building blocks paper is no more. So I loved this paper for like Toy Story Land and like if you have a Lego lover, but I did not see it on the site anymore, and so it must have slipped out when I wasn't looking. So I'm using that today, and unfortunately it is not available, so hopefully they'll come back with something you know, that goes along with that. I'm also using Bedazzled Stars, which I don't think this is available anymore either, but I'm learning that this one is very good for Disney stuff. And this was one that was a promo a while back, and it comes back and it goes away again, so it just comes and goes. And then I think right now the geometric version of this, which is actually great for Epcot, is available in the Holiday Deals on discount. So again, go check those out for sure. And then I am using, I don't even know the name of this paper. I think it's CM. I think I got it in a bonus pack or something. It's got like that cardboard box feel to it. In Toy Story Land, if you know anything about it, has a lot of like, there's like cardboard like things in the background, because the whole premise is you're a toy. Yeah, here's one. So Lucy found a snake drawn on cardboard on a wall that looked like cardboard. The whole premise is you're a toy and you're shrunk down to the size of a toy and you're walking through Andy's backyard. It's a really cool land. It's super cute. So there's a lot of cardboard going on because kids use cardboard all the time to create things. So I'm using that today. And then I already went over my punches. And you'll want tape runner and your trimmer and all that stuff too. So the base of my pages here is going to be my cardboard look, because why not, right? It's also good neutral color. You're gonna need a couple of bases, probably Stuttle bases, either a solid color or something that's not too loud. Like I even debated this yellow Lego-y paper, but I'm gonna use that instead for other areas of this page. So you want a couple of pages for that. And then you need a sheet to cover these two sections here. It looks like on the example, anyway, on the blog, they use the same sheet for these two pieces and the same sheet for these two pieces. So that way you can save some paper, and then you'll need some sheets to mat and cut your borders out on. So I'm gonna get started. Hoping this won't take me too long. It's kind of, it's not a tedious sketch, but it has a lot of elements going on, and I'm adding more with my project going on later. So I'm going to start by cutting these two pieces, and these two are 9 by 6 and 3 by 6. So all I have to do is cut one of these sheets in half, and I'll have my 6 inches, and then I'm going to cut the 3 or 9 inch line. So I'll go ahead and walk through that with you guys now. All right. Set this aside. And for these two, I think I'm going to use the star paper. I was still up in the air. Hold on a second. Let me take a gander here. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the star paper to kind of be my strips here off to the sides. And then I was going to layer on one of the Lego papers. I hadn't totally decided yet. Probably the yellow or the blue. I think I like yellow more. Well, I am going to put that yellow ball though. I think I want blue. So I am going to make the yellow ball to go on top. So I'm going to do blue. And then I'll use yellow to mat and then make the ball and all that stuff. So I have to talk through things. It's super funny. So these I'm going to set aside for now until I decide what to do with them. Oops, I'm bumping my trimmer around. Okay. So I'm going to start with my star paper. It's good to establish what you're going to use each paper for before you start cutting, because I've made that mistake before. There's also this red star in the back that I kind of liked because it goes with the ball theme, but I think I'm going to stick with Legos for some of it. I could also do this in the middle. Hold on a second. I know, I'm still deciding. I got distracted this morning. My daughter has a friend coming over. And so she's like, can you make us a scavenger hunt? And so I was working on that, and I was like, well, I have to go live here soon too. And you know what? I think I like the stars in the middle. Because they're, which means I could use yellow. You know what? I think I'm going to do that instead. I'm changing course. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to actually take my yellow Lego or building blocks paper. I'm going to cut that at 6 inches, and I want it to go this way because there's little faces on the Lego pieces. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's little faces on there, so it's very directional. So I'm going to cut at 6 inches to begin. Move my tape runners out of the way here. Now that I have a wider angle, I gotta start sneaking Rita and Janet back in here. We're Bluey obsessed in our house, so I have a Rita and Janet that will hide out in my videos, but because my tripod and my setup got really weird, I had to forego them. So, oh my goodness, you guys, I totally did this wrong. It's 9 inches wide and 6 inches the one way. So, it's okay. I'm going to use that anyway for something else. I don't know if this will work now. This is what I get for paying attention. Okay, so it's 6 inches. Yes, okay, I need 9 inches wide. That was totally my bad because I was talking. Okay, so we're going to cut it 9. I'm sorry. Your first paper that you can have on the side, you're going to cut it 9. And then you're going to cut it at 6 or 3. I'm sorry, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So this one's, oh my gosh, my brain is not working today. It's awful. 9 by 6. Okay, so it's 6 wide. 9, okay, 6 long. So you're going to cut at 6. I was right. Right? It just looks so funny to me. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. No, it'd have to be 9 wide, 6. Because this one's only 3 by 6. I think that's where I'm getting confused because I think 6 is this way, not this way. So it is that way, but the photo looks so much bigger. So I think 6 is okay. Oh my goodness gracious, you all. So that's 6. And we want 9 this way. Okay, so my first, I think my first thing was right. You want 9 cut this way, and then 6, you can cut your paper in half at 6. So it's going to look like this. Okay. It just looks so small to me. It's weird. I'm getting over COVID, so my brain is still very foggy. Plus, I don't do math very well. So my apologies on that one. Okay, so then when you cut your paper, you're going to cut it at 9 inches or at 3 if you're going the other way, and you'll have a piece that's 6 by 3 or 3 by 6, I guess, over here. So 9 wide, 6 long, I guess, or 9 wide. You get me. All right. You're tracking me. Comment if you have questions, okay? Okay, and then I'm realizing my tablet's turned around and it keeps doing that focus thing where it keeps doing that. So if that's annoying, I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix it. So I do Android things. I don't do a lot of Apple things. And so the tablet's literally the only Apple thing I own. And it's just because we had one. And yeah, kind of funny. All right, so let me think through this. This next sheet that I'm using in the middle, we have a 9 by 9 here and a 3 by 9 here. So this one's wider. It's going to be 9 wide. So that's where I got confused, I bet. So we're going to cut at 9, right? We're going to cut at 9 because one's a square 9. It's nice when they're square. I don't have to think as hard. So there's 9. And I'm going to cut again at 9. Because I need a 9-inch square. And then over here, I'm going to need a 3 by 9. And I think this will leave me with my 3 by 9 as well. So set that one aside. So we have a 9 by 9 and a 3 by 9. Which a 3 by 9 is going to go here. And a 9 by 9 here. Yes, that looks better. Okay. See, I just questioned myself too soon. I was right all along. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and stick those down. And then I am going to cut my borders. So let me put this away. All right. And I love my 13 by 13 mats because I can line things up on there. Really fun. Like so. I know, it just looks smaller to me than I was anticipating. Okay. It's so funny because on the sketch, things look so much bigger. And then you get in real life, you're like, that looks smaller than it should be. And you question, I don't know, how many of you struggle with that? Like sizing. It's so funny. My brain's like not computing today either. So that's fun. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick down each of these. And what I like to do is line them up. It looks about, you know, halfway down the page. So this is, I'm going to do more math now, 6. So we're going to line it up at the 3 on my mat and the 9 on my mat. Because then I know it's centered. Perfect. And then this guy, see, I like that red side too. It's super cute. I might have to mat with that or something. This guy is 9 inches. So we're going to line him up 9 at the 1.5 because that'll leave us with 12, right? Might overlap a little bit here to make sure we're covered. I'm going to make sure you butt it up nice and tight to that 1.5 and then a 10.5 at the bottom here. If you're using your 13 by 13 mat, which I highly recommend. It will help you line things up, especially if you have a brain like mine that hates doing math. And then I can't visualize getting things straight either. Like I cannot hang a picture on the wall to save my life. So if you come to our house, like half the pictures are probably crooked and I wouldn't even notice. It drives some people nuts and I'm just like, I don't know, I live here, it doesn't bother me. So whatever. They're gonna get shaken crooked anyway because I have, you know, my daughter's friends coming over today and they're gonna be shaking the house constantly, making the pictures move. So if you have, you know, preteen girls, you know, or just kids in general, you probably know. All right, and again, we're lining these up on my mat so I know the numbers, and it's gonna be the same, you know, 3 and 9 on this side. So like the numbers are the same, they just go opposite on each side, so you can still know where to line it up. Okay, so we got that part done. We're first step in. All right, and then I'm gonna punch my borders, I think. And for this, I haven't fully decided colors yet. I'm gonna do the bottom. The top will be these little ornaments, which are gonna end up being beach balls, and then the bottom will be the tickets. And I'm gonna line up here. So let me see what I have going on here. I gotta leave enough paper for my other projects. So I don't know what happened to this paper. It got super beat up. I think someone gave me a bunch of paper and it was like in a bag, so it was super crinkly. So I just use it to mat on or whatever, or to do whatever on. Like, can I get a border out of this? Probably. I'm thinking for my tickets, I want to layer colors, so I'm gonna need a couple different colors for that. Let's see. sorry, I should have planned ahead a little better here. So I'm gonna go ahead and punch my tickets out first just because I have a better idea of what I want to do with that. Oh my goodness, it's super bent. All right, should be off to the side. And if you have a border punch, there's these little black lines on the top here where you're gonna kind of line your paper up. And if you don't line it up perfectly, it's okay. And you're gonna want to make sure you push it over. And you're gonna line it up again. Sorry, I have a bad angle here. And the blue here. So you're gonna line your tickets up or your punch, depending on what it is. Make sure it's shoved all the way back against the ledge there. I'm punching it, and you're gonna slide and do it again. So this little like divot here helps me know where to stop. So I think the yellow is gonna end up being my base for my tickets. These are really nifty punches, and I love border punches and border maker cartridges. They're just a fun tool that add a really cool element to your page. And there's like a little sliver there. I'll go ahead and punch. All right, so there's your tickets. I think I only need one because I'm gonna cut it up. I'm gonna get rid of, oh man, there's all these little dots. I should have done that without the page. I'm guilty of doing that all the time, punching on top of my page. Which probably isn't the smartest thing to do, but I do it all the time. All right, so, and I know it's yellow on yellow, but I'm gonna, you know, put different colors on there, so it's okay. I might just use these to give it a little more dimension. I'm gonna move this over. And I don't have to necessarily do a whole strip of this in the other colors. I'm just gonna like cut them apart and layer them. So let me decide here what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just do a couple of these. Some half tickets are okay because you'll want to cover your halves anyway. I don't need a ton, so maybe I'll just, trying to think. I think that's good. Just to save myself some paper here since I can't get this paper anymore. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this out. And what I'm going to do is line this up a little bit. It might overlap a little bit, so you have to do some trimming. Like this one's super short, which is fine. I'm probably going to err on the longer side. It's just because I put my paper in differently the second time. And that's okay, because you can trim. So I'm going to just kind of trim my ticket right along there. I'm probably going to put it there. Getting elaborate today. For whatever reason, I decided today would be the day to be elaborate. Super funny. Okay. And then this guy, he might be too short, so we're probably not going to use that one. And I can just pick another color to use, I suppose. I'll get paper all over my lip. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to use part of this blue for my ball later. I might just punch. See, I like these colors too. I should have punched one out on there. Do I have a scrap of this? I'm sorry. Nope, it's another. Well, it is a scrap. So I have another scrap of this. I'm debating if I'm going to use a different color. I think I'll just do a couple here. That's what I'm going to end up doing. I don't mind the Lego look on my tickets because I'm kind of, it's a toy theme, so it doesn't matter to me. Okay. And again, I'm only going to need a couple of these to get what I need. So I don't need to go a whole line. And I could use either side actually here. Okay. And again, this one's going to be too short. I don't know why. I think it's just because I put my punch in differently. So I might just leave that one yellow, and that's okay. So I'm just going to use one of these, cutting at my little grooves. These are really fun to make. I don't know why I like making tickets so much, but I do. I might do this like that, just to give it a little more dimension. Oops. All right. And And you can choose to keep your little tickets or throw them away. It's up to you. I'll let that be between you and what you want to do. All right. Get rid of my little scraps. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stick these on here, and then I'm going to kind of cut it apart because it'll be easier, I think. I'm just going to use regular tape runner. I love how our tape runner is segmented. That way if there's little teeny tiny areas, like on these tickets, for instance, you can just, you know, put one little segment on there. But there's also other tape runners you can use. There is repositional, which is great for very intricate pieces. Or there is mini tape runner, which I forget about all the time, which is like teeny tiny little squares, which also would work for these little edges. But like I said, one little segment, oops, if I can get it, like that, or two will do the job for me. So, all right, just gonna stick those all together. I have all these little dots everywhere now. It's so funny. And one more. Again, one little segment on the edge here. You can always crank it out a little bit. There we go. And like that. Okay. Get ourselves back together here. And for this, I'm going to kind of put my pages together, just so I can kind of see where we're going here. I just realized my stars won't line up, but that's okay. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me. Oh goodness, is that enough for both songs? Yeah, that should be good. All right, so what I'm gonna do, and luckily we're just cutting right on the yellow part, I'm gonna cut just past, or maybe even at that groove there. It's kind of funny how that worked out. I could turn it if I think that's easier. Maybe. Might be easier if I turn it. I think either way I'm going to have a little extra because this hung off the edge a little bit, so that's actually going to help me. I'm trying to debate if I want to cut right at that groove, or I guess it doesn't matter because that one goes further. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit past that groove. So you're going to want to eyeball that a little bit before you stick it down. And I'm going to tuck it underneath, probably underneath that paper there. And I'm going to put this over here. I could always turn it if I want to for a different look. It's totally up to you, depending on what border you're using. I kind of like it turned, actually. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this down now. Because nothing, on the sketch, nothing's really on top of it, or under it, overlapping it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick it down. Because I like to put the look together as I go. Again, you can use these little segments. You can use your repositional if that's easier for your border. I'm just gonna, I might even curve it a little bit because I have that freedom to do here because I have a little bit of excess. There we go. All right. Those segments here and here. And again, I had a piece of paper that was kind of bent up and looked really kind of, you know, I wouldn't use it as a full sheet, but it's perfect for things like this because you won't even be able to tell when you go to make your pages. So it works great for this. So don't throw away broken paper. You can use it unless you need a reason to throw it away, then throw it away. But paper, broken paper can be punched as well. So just saying. All right. And now I'm going to do my next border. I'm going to use the ornaments. This is not available right now, unfortunately. This was a hot commodity for a while. It came as a bring back, I think, this year. Wasn't that right? I don't remember. I can use my brand new border maker because I broke it a couple weeks ago, well, about a month ago now. And I finally got my new one. Yay! That thing was old. I had it forever. It's my favorite tool, so I use it all the time. This is a border maker system. And you're going to slide your paper in here. I got to decide what I'm using. This one I'm not going to toy with a whole lot like I did the tickets. I'm just going to go straight on. So I might use blue here because that's a good offsetting color. I'm just debating if I want some texture to my blue. I do like the idea of doing this on. There's some yellow in there though too. I might just go blue this way. I could just do basic blue as well. Let's see what we got in my blue folder. I might just go straight on blue for this one. Or red. Red could be good too. Maybe I'll go red. I can use this texture. I think I need more blue tone. Going through my scraps here. Nope, that won't work. I had punched something out on that and it's not a straight 12 by 12. That might be, yeah, that one's not gonna work either. I keep a bunch of scraps just to hopefully be able to use them for other things, and this would work for other things, but not a border, unfortunately. So, let's see what else we got here. We got navy. Actually, navy might work. Because those stars are navy. Let's see. Looking through my scraps. Nice if I found like a CM blue or the basic blue. Let's see. My cardstocks. One of the things, oh, that's more navy. One of the things I need to organize in 2025. It's like everywhere right now. I have means of organizing them. I just have not executed it. It's been a busy. The lighting in here is not great either. Let's see. I'd like to find just a basic blue. For whatever reason, I'm not coming up with one. I have to go into my other stash over there. If I had a scrap, that would be really nice. I hate cutting into whole sheets of paper. I mean, I know I'll use it eventually, but for little things like this, I'm like, ah. All right, I might go looking. That might work. A little brighter. I don't think that's not even CM paper. I don't like using non-CM paper in my punches because they break easier, and they wear them down because they're tested on CM paper. Sorry, I'm going for a walk over here. Let's see. That's lighter. Might just go in navy. I don't know. This is CM paper because it's in my stash. Man, apparently I need to order more blue. I'm getting low on blue. It's so funny. I don't realize what I have until I actually go to use it. Okay. We are just going to go with navy. It's going to be easier here. Okay. I'll just go here. So what you're going to do is slide your paper into your grid like so. And it's going to go over this ledge a little bit. It's going to be kind of weird. But CM cardstock, I say this every time, is it has oh my word, I'm at a loss for words today. It has a margin of error. I know that's not the word, but with their paper where they cut it a little bigger at the paper mill they work with, just because, you know, they want to err on the bigger side. So a lot of their cardstock is like 1/8 of an inch bigger, and that's okay. It's normal. You can trim it off if it bothers you. So then you're going to line up your paper. I didn't walk you through this, I'm sorry. And you're going to trim it down like I did, like cinch it down. And then there's these little grooves on your border maker. And as you can see, there's grooves back here. And there's also, and I learned this, you know, quite a few years into having a border maker, there's this little groove on top so you can line it up without having to like do a whole lot of this. You can see where the little pointer thing is. So that helps me a lot too. I don't know if you knew that tip, but that's what that's for, is to help you see. This last one's always tricky because the excess. It's to help you see where to put your border. So I have some ornaments here that are going to become beach balls, and that's okay. All right, so then we're done with our border maker. Oops. Gonna slide that out. If your paper ever gets caught, that's okay. You can just slide it out. If it gets caught while you're punching, try to gently, you know, hit it on the table, or what I do a lot. I'm going to show you guys this tip too, because this happens to some people. If your paper's stuck and you cannot get it out and you're in the middle of punching, I a lot of times will take, watch, I won't be able to find it now. I will take my multi-purpose tool and I will push on some of the metal in there that's supposed to punch out, and it'll pop right out. So try that next time you get stuck. This one I lucked out on, it did great. Usually mine does just fine. Once in a while there's some punches that are more intricate that will get stuck every time. And it drives me crazy, but I'm like, all right, I just need my multi-purpose tool, we're fine. So I do like the little punch poop here. There's little stars in there. You can save that and use it on your page if you want, or just pitch it. Some of the punch poop, for lack of more professional sounding, is different shapes, so you'll want to keep an eye on that in case you can use it for your page. So I'm going to round off this little ball here a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, there are all these little ornament tops around here, but I'm going to make these beach balls. So I'm going to go through, and I could use my micro tips, that might actually be better. My micro tip scissors. And now I'm going to cut all these off because that's not the look I want. I want more of a ball shape. Just gonna do that quick. Try to round them if you're doing it this way too, but odds are you're not using this for your unless you're doing a Christmas page. It's just something to note, like, you know, if you have a Border Maker cartridge and you're like, oh, that's ornaments, that won't work for this page. Well, this is a Toy Story page, and I am using it for my Toy Story page because they reminded me of beach balls. And if you've ever been to Toy Story Land, you know that giant yellow ball is kind of the focal point, right? It's like the big thing there, and it's like the iconic symbol of Pixar, right? So I'm going to use it, and it works here because there's stars, and it doesn't look Christmassy outside of, you know, the ornaments. So when I trim these off, you get a beach ball. So think about that when you have punches in Border Maker cartridges. Again, I did this over my page, not on a map. What other uses can I use for this other than, you know, Christmas or whatever? So it might have other uses outside of, you know, just an ornament. All right, and again, we're going to kind of line this up. We don't have quite as big of a margin of error here, so we're going to have to be a little more precise on this one. Looks like it's going to be right smack dab in the middle of this intricate one. I can always flip it if I want to try. It's the same thing though. All right, so couldn't be an easier one, but that's okay. I'm going to trim it right down the middle of this ornament right here, or this ball, if you will. Perfect. And it might not be 100% perfect, but that's, I think, going to get covered anyway. Yeah, that's going to get covered anyway by a photo or a mat or whatever you're putting there. So, don't worry. And for this, I am going to use the repositional tape runner because it's a little more intricate. So I'm going to get my silicone mats and my repositional tape runner. Put my scissors away here. And I'm just going to go over it with this. It's the beauty of this. It only sticks to your paper. And I always use a ridiculous amount on this for whatever reason. I don't think I need to use as much, but I do. I'm going to stick it on there. And again, that's not perfect, but it's okay. Do it again over here. If you don't have a silicone mat, wax paper works, or you can do it right on your mat and just rub it off. That's the nice part of this repositional is I get it on my mat, like, oh, rub it off. It'll come right off. There you go. So, love that. This is definitely a tool to have in your arsenal if you need it. All right, we are getting late here, so if you're still with me, thank you. I'm just doing a lot of intricate things today. All right, so next I'm going to look at my photos. And on here we have a bunch of 4x4s. We have our bigger one, this 5.5 by 3.5. And then we have a 3.5 by 5.5 and then a 3.5 by 3.5 if you're going to put a photo there. In the example, it's a mat there that they cut up as a title. So I'm kind of going to line my photos up, decide what I'm going to do. Mine are going to look a little bit like this. And then I'm going to make a big Pixar ball to go there. All right, so since you already know I'm going to do my photos, I'm going to go ahead and make my ball now. That way you can kind of watch that process. I just looked at the clock and realized it's like already 20 to 11. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop these out of the way for now. And I'm going to get my circle cutter. This is not in a sketch. This is a little extra bonus project I am doing. And and I didn't even try this, so it might fail miserably and I might not even use it. But at least you're here for the ride, right? And these are my colors I need for my Pixar ball, like this. I'm just going to do like a 3-inch circle, I believe. And your circle cutter will do that. It's a little over 3 inches, I think. It's like 3 1/4. Might go 3 1/2-ish. Just because it might be easier. Alright. And I'm going to make the whole base of this ball yellow, because obviously it's mostly yellow. And I'm going to do a little sliver of blue. So I'm going to cut like, I don't know, a half circle, and I'm going to trim it to work. And I'm going to attempt to cut a star. We'll see how that goes in the red. Probably freehand that. I could use my Cricut, but sometimes I'm really lazy with my Cricut. So to use the circle cutter, you're going to go ahead and set the size you want over here. Now the black numbers are if you put a pen over here, which you can do to draw circles. But these white numbers are going to be what you want to cut. And so I'm going to set it at like 3. It goes all the way up to 12. So you can do like a whole sheet of paper as a circle if you want. And I like how versatile this is. It's easier to use the more I use it. When I first got it, it was kind of tricky. It's kind of a learning curve, but I really like it now. It's one I throw in my bag for every crop, just because I know I will need it at some point. And then I don't have to figure out, you know, what circle cutter stuff I need, or what custom circles I need, the patterns. So I'm going to do a little test run, and if you just hold this down, it's not going to cut yet. So I like to go around and see if it's going to go off my paper at all. Whatever, it looks like it's going to be a very small circle. I might go up to, do I dare go up to 4? We'll go up to 4. Again, I did not play with this at all before this. I was just like on a whim, was like, oh, I'm going to make a ball. Alright, so once I test it, to cut, oops, am I on there? Yep. To cut, you're going to push this down and push in this button. So, you're going to kind of gently move it around. And it gets tricky when you have to cross over your hands, but that's okay. I'm going to go around a couple times to make sure, and then without moving yet, I am going to pick up each of my corners, make sure I cut my circle completely. Looks like I did, so now I can move. Oh yes, that will be great right there. Excellent. Alright. And now for the blue, I only need like a half circle. I could do the full circle and cut it up. So at this point, I'm not going to care so much about it going off the paper. I just want to make sure I have an edge. Oops, I'm holding the wrong spot. That's funny. I'm going to make sure when I cut, at least one edge is fully on. Won't be a big deal if I go off on this one. Okay. So same premise. I'm going to go off the paper, but that is a-okay. I just need a little piece that's circular and the same size. All right. So this is going to be my edge. I'm probably going to take scissors and just go whoop with that guy. And then this is going to be a star, which we'll figure out in a minute. I did not have a plan for that. All right. So now I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm kind of looking at this ball as a reference because I kind of want to look like this one. And to make a circular like kind of shape, I'm going to kind of go narrow and then go wider, I believe, is what I'm going to do. So totally freehanding this. You could probably figure out how to do another circle. I am not that girl. I just cut, you know, and we hope for the best. That's how we roll. All right, so I'm kind of making this U shape. It's not perfect, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be. I think that looks great. Oh my goodness. Okay, first try. All right, thought I'd have to do a couple shots at that. And I'm gonna move it around. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna. Doesn't matter if it's up there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. Doesn't really matter where I put it right now because I can always, you know, roll my ball how I want it on my page. So with the star, you might want to play a little more. So now the star is where it's going to get tricky, and I might, of course, I don't see a pencil in here. Oh my goodness, where am I? My kid likes to steal my pencils. Oh, I see one. Perfect. And as you can see, the whole star isn't really showing, so I might just freehand this guy too, but and it's the same color both sides, so I could draw on one side and cut it out on the other. So what I tend to do is do, you know, a star like this And you're probably watching this going, I don't even need a star, so I think that's good. And then I'm going to cut it out. And again, I don't care how perfect this is. So, I mean, you can use your trimmer to cut it more straight, but again, I'm not going to get that tedious here. I just want to make a ball. That's kind of a symbol on my page. Just another embellishment for my page, right? So, I probably won't even cut this full star out, just enough to see it on the edge there. My star is definitely not proportionate. That's okay, because on the ball it's not either. It's going to be curved, right? So I'm not going to stress out too much about this. Trying to decide. I might just cut the whole thing and then trim it up just to make sure. Like I said, not perfect, but that's okay. And I'm going to use the other side because the drawing's on the one side. Checking my comments. Oh, looks like we're good. Making sure no one has questions. Okay. And a lot of people are probably at work right now, so I'm going to kind of toy with how I want to put this on here. I think that looks awesome, actually. I'm impressed. I could have made it a little bigger, but it's fine. The whole premise is there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just stick this on here and then trim off excess is what I'm going to do. So maybe in the future you'll be like, oh, I need a ball. I'm going to go back and watch that video. So hopefully this is helpful for someone. I know this is very specific for what I'm doing, but I also just want to demonstrate how tools can be used to make elements for your page. And I'm just going to just trim these guys off here. Perfect. I think that's cute. All right. Nice. Okay. I know it doesn't need to look 100% like this one. I could turn it. I think I like it going the same way though. So I think we're going to do that. Okay. Now it is almost 10:02. All right. For matting, I think I'm going to move these over. Some stuff away here. Hold on. All right, let's do one thing at a time here. I'm going to go ahead and trim my photos now with my handy dandy photo trimmer. These are all going to be 4x4s, all of these over here. They're not matted, so I'm just going to trim them to 4x4. I know it's so hard to trim things that I love, but it's okay. These are just like props, so I'm not going to stress out about trimming these down. So there's my little plane, the point's there. Lucy and Mark are riding Alien Swirling Sausager, but I got the full thing here too. So I might end up cutting off part of the alien, and that's okay. Or maybe I can keep them. We'll see. And again, with the photo trimmer, you want to hold the guard down when you're cutting, because sometimes I hold my picture and it shifts and it doesn't cut well. So there's that one. This one is a better picture for this. I can really trim this one down, which is nice. I do tend to hold both the picture and the guard because I'm so used to holding the picture, but you don't have to. You can just hold the guard. Okay, now we got good old, oh gosh, what's this guy's name? I can't even remember right now. Like it's funny, like if you've ever had COVID, you know COVID brain's a very real thing, and I am having it hardcore right now. I have no words or names, or it's so funny and frustrating at the same time. All right, so this one's going to be 3.5 by 5.5. I don't want to narrow it too much because I really want to keep that ball. And then my photos are a different size. They're not a true 4x6, so it's definitely already the 5.5. It's probably less than, actually. I think it's 5.25. So I'm just going to go narrow on this one. And I'm going to first kind of butt up to the back of my kid's feet here. That way I know how much I need to cut off this side. Yeah, that looks good. And then this one, again, I'm going to narrow it. It's not quite as long as, you know, what they're calling for, but that's okay. I don't think it'll matter if I cut her nails. Perfect. All right. Excellent. And then to matte, I think I'm going to use red. Probably this guy here. Sorry, I feel like I'm rushing all of a sudden because I just realized what time it was. I don't like keeping you guys past the hour. So, I'll be doing my embellishing off camera, don't worry. This is a lot of my embellishing with this ball. I'm going to decide what order. I'm kind of going to mix and match here. Because it's all Toy Story Land. I know it's 2 different rides, but oh, this one's going the wrong way. Haha. Make sure your photos go the right way when they're square, so it can be tricky sometimes. Yeah, and I don't think those need to be matted at all. I think they're fine the way they are. So, it's going to be a very cute Toy Story page. I'm excited about it. Okay. I'm really bad at lining things up too, like I said. Yeah. And this, I'm probably going to scoop my border underneath this paper because it's not being covered by anything. And it isn't perfect for sure. So we're going to hide it a little bit under paper. There we go. Now you can't even tell. This one's going to be covered by the ball, so we're good. Okay. That's a plain. I'm going the right way. Perfect. I know some of this is in the land, some of this is on Toy Story Mania, and some of this is on Alien Swirling Saucers. Those are different rides throughout that land, but I didn't have enough photos for like 1 page of each of these, so I am mixing them, and it was the same day anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. Oh yes, that will look lovely. Debating if I want to do different things here. I might just do all red. I like the all red, I think, the most. This is me trying to utilize all the paper I can. So, Ashley's matting strategy is kicking in. I'm going to go ahead and do this. It's nice because these little Lego dots help me line it up a little bit. And even though it's probably not even, but it's okay. It's even enough. Okay. Oops, I went a little too far in that one. That's the struggle of doing it that way. That's okay. Like I said, it does not bother me very much. I just like to get the page done. And my photos are different sizes, so these mats and the sketches are going to be different sizes as well. So I like to just eyeball it. If your photos are 4x6, trim them down to that size, and then definitely measure out for your mats. Because as you can see, there's a risk in doing it this way. But like I said, it doesn't matter to me. So you're good. Okay, we're almost done, friends. I just gotta glue this side down. I think the Lego paper is perfect for this land, and I'm super sad you can't get any more. I'm hoping it comes back. I just noticed that today when I went to go check, because I like to say, hey, you can get this, or hey, you can't get this. I know people have questions about that, and I was shocked when I saw you couldn't anymore, because I specifically picked this out to help kind of promote it, but that's okay. I might have missed it too. I just searched like Lego building block. I think it was called building blocks of paper. So do I want to overlap? Yeah. I do want to cover that corner though. For me. All right. So now I will go in and title and add some embellishments, but this is probably where I'm going to leave you guys just because it is 5 to 11. So thank you for watching. I'd love to see your pages. Make sure you're taking a picture of those layouts and putting them in the challenge post. You can find that challenge post in Ashley's Scrappy VIPs group on Facebook, and I post these on YouTube too, so that's why I disclaim Facebook. And if you do it by 11:59 this Thursday, what is that, January 2, you'll be in my drawing for that Friday morning. So I do these every week, so make sure you get on my group if you're not on there and see my challenges every week. It's just to keep you motivated, keep it going. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you, and subscribe. That would be great. That way you can keep getting my content, and I will love to answer any questions you guys have. I hope you guys have a happy new year, and take care. Have fun. Thank you for watching, guys.